Now it's time for more of Southern California's sports fishing voice. Let's talk Hookup. Get ready for more of the best fishing information and the hottest tips on improving your angling skills. Let's Talk Hookup is sponsored in part by Ford, the official truck of Let's Talk Hookup. Shimano Rods and Reels. Fish with the best. Shimano. And now, Southern California's sports fishing voice, the hosts of Let's Talk Hookup, Pete Gray, Rock Cod Rick Mexa, and Corey Sandin.
Welcome back. Hour number 2, Let's Talk Hookup, coming your way on the Let's Talk Hookup app, as well as Facebook and YouTube Live. And speaking of Facebook and YouTube Live, as we mentioned, no live camera this morning. Unfortunately, you're dealing with Rick as your IT guy and not Pete or George or any of the guys that flip the right switches and push the right buttons. But you know what? It's all good because this is Let's Talk Hookup, and we're sure talking about it today with our buds. Corey Sandin is in the house co-hosting with me today as Pete travels back from the Midwest this afternoon, and we are having a great show. Captain Taro, Takeuchi from the Liberty is joining us, and man, we have just had a fun first hour talking fishing, hanging out, talking with you. It's been a great morning, and we got another full hour coming your way.
I know. How about that? And we're giving away a full-day trip on the Liberty out of Fisherman's Landing. Thank you, Taro. And
absolutely,
if you want to join us, send us a text via the app. You can do it right there. It says text to show. And we were talking about the app earlier, and it's such an easy download and easy to deal with. And it's so cool. It's really the way I've turned my listening way and listen to all the archives. You can just basically on demand right there. You can listen while you drive and...
Yeah, that's it, boy.
Super simple.
Man, we look out the window of the world headquarters, just another perfect day.
Incredible,
Half-day boat
right?
was pulling away, packed up when we were leaving this morning. Dolphins having a great trip. We heard Marcos talk about that great fishing. And, man, speaking of great fishing, we're going to continue on. We've got the man, our private boater buddy, Captain Mark Wish of Pacific Edge is on the line this morning, Corey.
And it's brought to us by the Fish Pros of Fisherman's Processing in San Diego. It's where you get your premier processing experience. You can check out their easier online system to book your processing for your long-range trips. And with more team members, Fisherman's Processing stays far ahead of the rest. More same-day capacity and the finest customer service. You can stop by the location in Old Town right there on Taylor Street, or just check them out at fishermansprocessing.com and make your reservations today. Good morning, Mr. Wish. How you doing, Mark?
Yo, Corey, Ricky, Taro, great show. Having fun listening to you guys.
Yeah.
So.
No doubt.
So here we and just think about Pete out there wandering around them snowbanks, and and then Danny and Pam from Fish Dope. They're not too far from there, also wandering around the snowbanks. He's in Minnesota, probably 40 below zero and blowing 30 knots out there. It's like, no thanks, guys. You are so much missing out.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I agree, man. And
but,
like Marco's talking about that bonito fishing, man, half day. I mean, just some incredible things happening locally and even some yellowtail I hear, Mark.
Yeah, there is some yellowtail. We'll mention that here in a minute. But so being post-Thanksgiving, and I hope everybody had a good one, we're now just creeping into the meteorological winter. Starts December 1st, so it's like almost officially winter. And but God, for the next few days, we're blessed with this incredibly nice weather. So on Thanksgiving Day, I was just checking the buoys, seeing what the conditions were offshore. Almost all the buoys are still 65 degrees, which is pretty nice water temp for this time of year. And in the Pedro Channel, I don't think I've ever seen 1.3 feet at a very long interval. I mean, that's like beyond calm. That's just as flat can get.
That's a table.
It's just, that's so nice. But, some guys are out there taking advantage of it. There's lots and lots of squid around, all up and down the coast here, like major squid. It bodes well. But the squid up in Santa Monica Bay has provided some really good calico bass fishing for the guys fishing Palos Verdes coastline, mostly up above Rocky there. Good calico bass fishing and a hint of sea bass in there too. So we'll have to see if they kind of get with it. And then tonnage of squid, down off Huntington Beach. It's been there for a long time outside of Isers and then that checkpoint zone and then down towards Solana Beach there, that area by you. It's just amazing amounts of squid. Rumors of sea bass scattered throughout, and then a few yellows there. in that La Jolla area and some of that Big Bonita there. I mean, there's going to be some good catches from your sector here this weekend with this nice weather. I'm thinking nothing of consequence from both Nick or SBI, but again, with the nice weather, I'm guessing that'll change, especially SBI. I know some boats are fishing there. We'll get those reports here in a day or so. Now we're at Catalina, the bait grounds. You know, the bait area at Catalina stretches from the V's up towards Salta Verde, a little above there even. And it's been getting checked on a regular basis. You know, obviously the seiners have just been pounding the hell out of it, but guys have been fishing it, picking a sea bass here and there, including some big ones. And now we got a trickle of yellowtail starting to show up in there. Nice grade yellows are mixed in. And, of course, they love that squid. You want to be fishing a dropper loop setup with a squid down toward the bottom. Fly line of bait also to keep something up a little higher. And then don't hesitate to fish those yo-yo jigs in that area, guys. We've got some really good fishing at this time of year, especially, you know, after daylight. Once you start moving around, you can drive up and down on a fathom curve. 15 is kind of on the inside, mostly 20, not too much deeper than that. And mark those schools of yellows and drop a jig down. You don't need really big ones, mostly just like a Tatty 9 or Salas 6X Junior because you're not fishing too deep, and crank away. And, man, we've had some good fishing at this time of year. So there's a lot going on. You know, I would imagine some guys are going to get out there and check Cortez. I don't think any of the sport fleet made it. Just couldn't round up the passengers, but I'm guessing there'll be some private boat pressure. And again, because of this nice weather, and I imagine those bluefin and yellows that's been hanging out, you know, mostly around the Cortez there, I imagine there'll be a few of them captured also. So no shortage of things to do. Nice weather, good fishing, and time to go. Time to go, guys.
Boy, you said it best, buddy. There's some great fishing to be had, and some great condition to go with it, man. There's wintertime isn't always like this, so take advantage when you can, and this is certainly the time to do so, and it's certainly a great time to take advantage of some great fishing information, and that's what you get with fishdope.com is reports just like that from Captain Mark. You get it every day at your fingertips, and you can save $30 off of a new Fish Dope subscription by using the code Hookup Now. Hookup Now, it's all lowercase, no space, saves you $30 off of a new membership. And Mark, if somebody wants to find you at Pacific Edge, how do we do it?
Ricky, we're in Huntington Beach. We're on the corner of Bolsa Chica and Edinger by that big Chevron station. And the phone number is 714-840-4262. And the website's pacificedgetackle.com. And I hope everybody has a good week and gets out to take advantage of some of this nice weather, because one of these days it's going to change, but, man, it's looking good for the moment.
Well thankfully we're in Southern California and not dealing with de-icing a plane and trying to get out of Michigan, man. Yeah. Sorry, Pete. Yeah. But anyway, thank you very much, Mark.
See you, Mark. Appreciate it very much.
All right, we'll see you guys.
Later,
oh, man, and that was, sorry,
Pete.
all right. I mean, I keep digging, but hey, it's brought to us by Norsk Lithium, the ultimate choice for marine adventures. Norsk delivers unmatched starting, trolling, and electronics power. Norsk batteries are packed with cutting-edge technology. Upgrade your marine power today. Set up your system at norsklithium.com or go see the trolling motor doctor.
We have a ton of great texts. Try to, keep all heavy on the phone calls for the first hour when we're in the fan, but there are so many great texts that have come through. First one I want to read is, good morning, guys. What a great show, as always. I love the Liberty, and Taro has built such a great operation. He and his crew are so helpful and knowledgeable. I think their greatest attribute, though, is they fish so hard. It's especially noticeable on 2-day trips. They bring the full-day mentality of limited time to fish on their multi-day trips when time seems endless. At the end of my trip, I walk off exhausted but with a big smile on my face. And the other thing, this boat is always kept so perfectly clean during the trip. My question for Taro is, what is your favorite type of fish to fish for when you're on board the Liberty, and then also when your trips are off, when you trip off for yourself? Thanks, guys. That's from Mike in San Diego.
Awesome, Mike. Thank you for coming out. When we're fishing on the boat, I personally like to fish for anything that wants to bite. Anything that wants to bite. But growing up local fishing, I love yellowtail fishing. Mainly because you can catch them all different ways. You know, you don't have to be a specialist at like any type of style. You know, you could spread out the whole boat, and guys will be in the bow fishing, going and fishing the surface iron. You could have having the novices with yo-yo jigs or dropper loops. You could have the guys in the stern with fly line baits, and everyone has a great shot of catching one. Those fish are probably my favorite to fish for. When I'm on the beach, off the boat, bass.
You're a green bass.
Freshwater.
Fish bass, yeah. And I like fishing bass because it's technical, but yet they do bite, and you can make them bite, and it's almost with the electronics and stuff on the bass boat. Now it's almost like being on a sport boat with live scope and sonar and live sonar. It's tricky, yet still you're kind of able to do it, and you can catch those fish all different ways too. And that's what I like too, is because I'm like a tackle head. I have a garage full of stuff that I don't need, and you could catch a large mouth bass with all kinds of different stuff, and that's what I like.
How much has grown up fishing with a sonar helped shorten your learning curve? That's the thing we were talking about before the show started with live scope, and and basically you're sonar fishing in the lakes these days.
You're sonar fishing in the lakes. Like I would say it's like, you're open water fishing a lot of times, or you can fish around structure, and it's definitely like fishing with a sonar on, fishing for yellowtail, fishing for bluefin. It's very similar.
Yeah.
Very similar.
That's cool.
In the freshwater scene.
In the freshwater scene,
and it's so crazy
with the live scope. Yeah.
We're watching Mike Lackey exit the harbor here on the Vagabond. I see that. I'm listening to you. I'm watching him exit the harbor, and it's just like you described, like the whole. And I say it because he loves freshwater bass too, like a majority of the fleet that are good fishermen.
Yeah.
Even Kihara got into it.
Yeah,
man.
Brian. We went.
Right.
Yeah. Down
Like
Mexico
he even got into
bass,
it.
yeah.
But the whole thing, freshwater, you're talking like sonar and fishing them deeper. For a freshwater guy, 30 feet of water
is deep.
Is like they're ice fishing extremely deep, right?
Yeah.
But for a sport boat guy, that's shallow, man.
Yeah.
Like
It's shallow.
grab a crank, a jig, like whatever it might be, and 20, 25, 30 feet of water is pretty simple.
It's similar fishing, but just on a different scale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And at
It's
the end
just
of the day, there's no stress. Like there's
Well, I can make it stressful.
well, yeah, but you're
Stressful for sure.
but you don't have the stress of 25 sets of eyeballs looking up at the captain.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
It's just you and a buddy.
Yeah.
And the
Why don't
fish.
you tell one of his crew members that he took bass fishing that day if it's no stress?
Oh,
Right,
yeah.
exactly.
No.
No, for sure. But
Especially if one or the other gets down by about 4 or 5 fish to the other guy,
Oh, yeah.
then try to tell me there's no stress.
Ryan and I have had some really good days.
just don't take Brandon with you
Really?
because it'll get real serious.
Go down by 5 fish at Otai to Brandon and try to tell me that you've got no stress
Yeah.
at the end of your day, or vice versa.
Yeah.
Go up on Brandon by 6 fish at Otai.
And then-
See if he's not a stress case. I'm trying to figure out why it's not happening.
Hey, I've done it. And at Picachos, he had the clicker going.
Oh yeah.
And we couldn't just catch 999. It had to
had to
be
catch one
1,000.
more. Yeah.
No, it had to be 1,001 to say we had over 1,000.
it can't be there. It has to be over.
Yeah. Yeah. I've like stretched out that one more cast
Yeah.
a lot.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So much fun.
I read something the other day. It said fisherman's math on the last cast. The last cast means 30 minutes, and even if I get a bite, that timer starts over right there.
Oh, yeah.
That is so true.
Last cast is at least a half hour, and any bite, clock starts to new again.
Oh, my
Very
gosh.
true.
Well, Corey, I know you had a fun text standing by.
All right, there's so many texts coming through, and I picked this out of the shuffle, Rick, and it says, "Good morning, gents. Great show having Captain Taro on air. Question for Captain Taro: what's your recommendation for catching those large lingcod down at Collinet?" And that comes from Daniel in Santa Barbara.
You can never go wrong with just a drop or loop bait.
Yeah.
I know like a lot of that fishing down there is 180 to 250 to 300 plus. And what I've noticed and what some of the guys have started doing is they're using their knife jigs, and personally I have one tight on it. It's a 350 HD. And that by far I think is the best jig that I could think of, because it's a great size and catch everything with it.
And you're still going to catch a red.
And you're still going to catch a red and a rockfish, but on your hooks, on the 2 bottom hooks, guys have started to add flukes.
Oh,
what?
Really?
A little tricky thing there. They've added flukes onto their hook, so it kind of gives a little bit of a bigger presentation, gives a little flair.
That's a great idea.
And then, on our call net trips, if we do see bluefin or something, you still have a knife jig.
Yeah,
but you just take
right
off
rig
your
tied
flukes.
on.
You still got your stuff. So, but no, I've seen guys doing putting on flukes on their knife jigs.
Interesting.
The big swim bait deal I know is a big thing up there in the Channel Islands, and you can never go wrong with a dropper loop. Bigger bait, like a sardine or a mackerel.
And you're still going to catch a big red.
And you're still going to catch.
You're still going to get that 4 or 5 pound red. And
yeah.
Something Captain Matt Brala and Captain Concept talked about a long time ago was fishing a big, the big OG flat falls, like the 250, 300 gallon flat falls, and pinning on a sardine or a mackerel, kind of like the white sea bass Hamburguesa rig. And those guys talked about that being a good lingcod thing. We went and fished local Point Loma pipe one day and fished that. We had those giant sardines for bait and pinned one on that. Dude, those lingcods went wild for that. There's something about a big lure, like those things.
He didn't keep that a secret?
Well, I mean, it was only a secret if you subscribe to Captain's Concepts there. A very worthy subscription, let me tell you. That's a pretty darn good one for sure.
So funny. Hey, I have another text that actually is a follow-up, kind of, and it comes from Charisse in Huntington Beach. And good morning, guys. Happy Thanksgiving weekend. Taro mentioned upcoming trips to Colonette. How long is a trip? And what can I expect to catch? So, I mean, we've kind of already mentioned the catch, but
our Colonette trips are day and a half trips. So, for instance, we leave on a Friday night at 6 o'clock at night and come back home on Sunday. It's targeting yellowtail, rockfish, reds, lingcods, and then on those types of trips, there's always the opportunity to run into other species. So it's kind of a coastal trip to a destination where in the past there's been very good reds and lingcods, and depending on the year, we've had really good yellowtail fish in there as well. It's just it's one of those places on the coast where they like to gather. They just like to gather, and you get them on the right time, and you can have some really fun yellowtail
and that zone really doesn't get hit by anybody except
there's
the trips like yourself going down there.
Yeah, on trips that are like specific trips to go fish there, or during this time of year, maybe some of the longer range boats will fish it on the way home as one of their things to end off their trip. But it's kind of an untouched area and stretch of coast.
Yeah.
And you said it best too, that you hadn't thought about it in the last few years. It's just fishing has been so good, and you guys have started your seasons so early, and they have run so late that by the time the dust settles, a lot of people are like, okay, I gotta get this boat back together and get ready for fishing, and I gotta have a little bit of time for family life. So, long story short, there have not been a lot of boats that have put that run back on the map, and I just think it's so cool that you guys are doing it. I really do.
We have some downtime for this year because
you said this is your off year.
Yeah,
this is our
off year for going up to the boatyard, and we have some downtime. We'll just throw them on the schedule and kind of see what happens,
Hey, speaking of Fisherman's Landing, we've got
so
the man in here, man. Come on in, Carl.
Carl,
come on. Here you are right here, Carl.
Carl's leaving on vacation to go 10-day fishing today, and he was standing at the door. Carl and I have been buds forever. I grabbed some rods for him from the house, and he just came to pick them up. And I said, hey, Carl, come in and say something. He said, no, I'm not doing it. And then Corey said, Carl, come in and say something. No, I'm not doing it. And then Corey did what he should, just forced it. Well played, Corey.
You're not walking away from this one.
That's right. Morning, Carl.
Good morning, everyone. How's everyone doing?
We're good. So, excited. You're out of here.
Yeah.
10 days off of work. done deal going fishing.
Yeah, leaving about an hour from now. We're waiting for the last guy.
That's awesome. Boy, how good has that 10-day fishing been?
Man, it is as good as it gets down there for the last. I don't know if you guys saw the YouTube channel, but we were talking to Tim Ekstrom down there, and like we haven't seen fishing like that in like 15, 20 years. The kelp patties offshore, off Mag Bay and stuff for the Dorado and Wahoo. There's big bluefin on the Ranger Bank, the lower banks. Possible chance of catching a big tuna down there.
Everything is right there.
Yeah. The Ridge, the 13, the 23 has been really good fishing on Wahoo, school-size yellowfin. The beach has been really good yellowtail fishing. So everyone's pumped. The XL's leaving, Vagabond's leaving, and the Intrepid's leaving. So everyone's excited. A lot of excitement down there.
Yeah, I'll bet. It's electric down there.
Yeah.
You mentioned the YouTube video that you did with Captain Tim Ekstrom. You guys have been doing, I think it's awesome. If you haven't kept up, you guys have done a lot of effort into the social media side of things at Fisherman's Landing, and that's like a new feature that once a week you do a weekly update, kind of a what's happening. And it's like morphed into a lot more than just a little bit of a report. Sometimes it's Carl giving a rundown of what the best baits were. This time of year, just like we were talking about, Let's Talk Hookup is cool because now there's a little bit more time with some of the guys being off the boat that are always gone, and that was the case for this week.
Yeah, and it's really good. Like, man, who's running this boat or whatever? And that's what we're going to do this summer. We're going to get every captain, even Taro, even if he likes it or not, we're going to get him. We're going to get a camera in front of his face and like let everyone know who's on what boat and tell them like a little history about them. So, man, I want to go fishing on this boat, but don't know much about it. You can learn a lot from listening to the videos and like, oh yeah, I want to try Taro out or whatever boat it may be out of Fisherman's Landing. And we're going to do a walkthrough of all the boats. We've done that a little already. And get everyone familiar with all the faces down here and know what's going on.
And how cool that the weekly update was from Captain Tim on the Royal Star.
Yeah.
Like this is a kind of roundup. This is what's happening on the fall scene. This is what we're catching. This is what we're seeing. And that was the guy who hours before had just come home from an 8-day trip.
Exactly. Yep. And we did Justin. We got Frank. And we're going to get everyone down there. And
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's going to be great to get this up and running and. Because, I mean, especially on the reservation side, like, who runs that boat or whatever? Or what is this boat all about and stuff? Like, now we have a resource. Hey, go to YouTube, Google Fisherman's Landing on the YouTube, and you'll see all the boats. It's going to be categorized by either fishing tips or fishing reports or boats and stuff like that.
Cool way to get familiar with something because we talked about how busy the charter schedule has gotten with the Liberty. The boat has just become extremely popular. Mm-hmm. So if you're wanting to do your open party trip and go fishing on board the Liberty, but man, they're chartered that day and they're chartered the next day, well, that gives you an opportunity to know what this other boat is like and what this other captain is, and vice versa.
Yep.
If you haven't had an opportunity to fish on board the Liberty, now there's going to be a resource to do a little bit of walkthrough, check out the boat. This is Taro and Ryan, and this is Paul and Mitch. So the whole crew. I think it's a cool feature that you guys have added to the landing.
It puts a name to the face,
Totally.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's fun. We were talking about Liberty Colonette trips.
Yep.
Haven't got to experience in a while. What's the buzz like around the landing for upcoming wintertime day and a half? Those are some of my favorite trips.
Yeah.
They're really exciting that is now on the schedule again.
Yeah, I mean, we used to do a lot of that on the Pacific Queen and stuff, and it was really good yellowtail fishing. Then the bluefin fishing showed back up.
It kind of just got shadowed by
it did.
Like the all season tuna fishing kind of just took over, and you didn't really get to see like a whole lot of let's go down the coast and go fishing. And for me, it's kind of getting my fix because we didn't really get to do a lot of the island yellowtail fishing, and the island yellowtail fishing can be great, and I love that style, but yet I didn't really get to do a whole lot of it because of our charters and because of the way our schedule was matched up. But now it's like, well, we can do that now for a couple months before we get into the craziness of charter fishing and offshore fishing. So that was kind of like what I like to put it up on the schedule for, and it's a stretch of coast, just like I was telling Corey, like no one really gets to go down there, and
not anymore,
and it's a place that can be really cool, really fun, local type fishing.
And they're such easy trips. I'm assuming at least for the beginning, you got them scheduled on the weekends, so you're not having to take any time off of work.
Yeah.
You get on the boat in the evening. You travel down in a very comfortable bunk. You get up. It's all the great things about the Liberty, the elevated food that you guys do, the comfortable galley. You are going to have, like you say, shots at great yellowtail fishing, maybe even shots of bluefin fishing, but more importantly, you're going to come home with the best eating fish possible on the coast. But it's all the things that you guys still do. It's bleeding the rockfish. It's stored in RSW. It's like it's all of those things on those high-end, big flash bulb tuna trips, but for great rockfish.
It's just a short introductory to what the Liberty is about at kind of a time of the year where it's not the craziness of like 500 people down at the landing. It's very leisurely. You might need to like say you don't feel too good to get off of work early a little bit to like drive down here by 6 o'clock, but you'll be back on Sunday morning and be able to take a nap and go back to work on Monday. So it's kind of an introductory trip to see what the boat is about and go do some fishing, and where 9 times out of 10 a lot of parts of the coast you can't really go fishing, or parts of the state because it's cold or doing weird stuff, or you're stuck in Minnesota or wherever,
So when this undoubtedly takes off more than you're planning on, what about a charter? Can somebody charter the boat and do one of these?
Absolutely. Okay. Yeah, we have a few groups right now working.
I'll bet
working to get a weekend because I've have trips online for all of the weekends, and I told them, hey, if like you want to do it, you better hurry up and get on it
before they get booked up.
Because if we start getting reservations, you're not going to get that weekend.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And the nice thing about these trips is if you've always wanted to do one of these trips and you're like, man, I want to go catch a tuna or whatever, but like it's overwhelming and you've like there's a ton of people on the boat, it's chaotic and stuff. Guys watch the videos and stuff. This will be great to get your feet wet, like kind of give you a really good idea of what it's going to be like
on that length of trip.
Especially if there's good yellowtail fishing, you're going to catch some nice game fish. You'll learn how to work with people, and you'll be. Then when the summer comes around or the spring comes around, you want to do a bluefin tuna trip or a yellowfin trip or a 2-day trip. At least you know what you're walking into, and you're going to be a lot more comfortable and have a lot more confidence in that type of trip. It's a great beginner's trip.
Yeah, and it's like, from right now, no one's really fishing all that much locally. So November to, let's say, June, there's that 6-7 month break. You got to get in the middle to like kind of hone your craft still and still know how to use your rod and reel. And it's perfect to get in there a couple months in. Oh yeah, this thing still works.
Yep.
What about
my reels are working good still?
Is there a way to like book a spot in advance? If you're thinking you got a fisherman friend, buddy, family that would want a Christmas gift, can I buy a spot for a January trip to give as a Christmas present right now?
Yeah, okay. Just call the landing and we'll take care of it. If you want to buy a gift card.
How fun would that be if you got, a couple fishermen on the list, like, hey, all right, boys, we're all going. I bought 1.5 day trips for everybody. We're going to go do a call on it.
That's a great friend.
Yeah. We do that all the time, and just call, or you can even go online and make the reservations for the guys and think, hey, I'm not going to be on the trip, but John, Joe, and Jack are all going. I'm paying for it. These are the guys' names. Hey, just make sure they got a passport. Just show up, and we'll take care of the rest. It's super easy.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, we're excited, Carl. We're going to let you go. I know. Good job, Corey, on manhandling him and forcing him in front of the microphone. Poor Carl just came in to pick up a couple rods and reels to go on a 10-day trip, and we forced you into a little bit of work.
Yeah,
but
no worries.
Have a great trip, and maybe you can shoot us a call next weekend from the boat and let us know how the trip's going.
Absolutely.
All right.
I'll do it.
I'm going to reserve my chunk of wahoo right now.
Yeah. Well, there's a rental fee for these rods and reels. No money needs to exchange hands, but if I don't see a top loin of a piece of wahoo, like we're gonna have some problems. So put Taro and I both on that list.
If it's even half as good as it has been, that shouldn't be a problem.
All right. I like it. Carl, great job. Appreciate it very much. Very fun, and good luck on your 10-day. Going to be a great trip. Speaking of 10 days, I had a fun text come through from our buddy Eric Sheets, and Eric is traveling south on the Polaris Supreme. Said that they have the show going on in the galley, and everybody's listening, and they're rolling south right now. So Taro, he said, good luck, and Man, a big good luck to everybody on the Supreme down there. And Eric, hope you guys have a great trip. And thanks to Aliar for having the show going on in the galley. That's pretty fun.
Right?
Yeah, I dig it. All right, well, hey, we got to jump right back into them. Lots of great info coming your way. And, boy, a whole lot more Let's Talk Hookup.
Yeah, we're going to be right back. You're listening to Southern California Sport Fishing Voice. That's Let's Talk Hookup on the Let's Talk Hookup app, YouTube, Facebook Live. We'll be right back.
Hi, this is Christy Wheeler with Dawson & Associates Insurance, your full-service agency specializing in boat insurance, including charter, commercial, and personal use boats, business insurance, and travel insurance. We work hard to get you the most coverage for the best prices and guarantee the lowest rates available on all the travel plans we offer. So give us a call today at Dawson & Associates Insurance at 619-460-5615 for a free quote today.
When you're offshore fishing, the right gear makes all the difference, and that includes Fujinon stabilized binoculars from Baker Marine. Baker Marine has been selling binoculars for decades, and more importantly, they service all brands right at their San Diego Shelter Island location. Need the best? The Fujinon Staboscope is the professional's choice. Looking for top-tier stabilization at a great price? The Fujinon TechnoStabi TSX 1440 delivers rock-steady vision even in rough waters. Perfect for serious anglers. Baker Marine is the largest Fujinon retailer on the West Coast, and when you buy from them, they will be there when your binoculars need service. Plus, they'll give you a great price on all their in-stock Fujinon binoculars. Stop by their store on Shelter Island in San Diego and test a pair of Fujinon binoculars and see which one is right for you. The fishing season is here, and you know you need a pair of stabilized binoculars. So get them from the experts at Baker Marine. Learn more at bakermarine.com.
All right, it's time to talk about great gear from Shimano. And, man, Carl just walked out the door with a quiver of Shimano gear going on this trip, and the mainstay being that Talica 20. 8-day trip right now with that great fishing going on. What a gem having that reel to get to fish with. And, Taro, you guys took such advantage of that bluefin this year, yellowtail. It's hard to beat the Shimano lineup these days.
The Shimano lineup is crazy. I mean, you have a reel that in that Talica series, you just have a reel for everything that you could do on a day and a half to 15-day trip.
And no doubt about it, man. Power, smooth, gearing, castability, hook a fish that was far too big for the reel in your hands, and you're still in the driver's seat. Check them out at your local Shimano dealer, or for more information, check out Shimano.com.
Have you been looking for a live bait hook that keeps live bait alive? Look no further than Japan's leading fish hook, Gamakatsu. It's the little things that make the difference, and Gamakatsu hooks drive the point home. With an absolute perfect bend and ideal barbs, your bait swims harder and longer. And when you get bit, Gamakatsu hooks bite back with a vengeance. All hooks are not the same. Go with Gamakatsu for infinite success. Gamakatsu, simply the best. Check Gamakatsu.com.
The lighter the bite and the cleaner the water means one thing. Need a thinner leader for more natural presentations. That's where Seaguar Gold Label leader material shines. It's Seaguar's thinnest leader material yet. That means it's even less visible underwater and creates more natural presentations for better catch rates on leader-shy fish. With exceptional knot and tinsel strength, this advanced leader material is now available from 2-pound test for fishing trout in the Sierra to 80-pound test for big yellowfin in Guadalupe. Get Seaguar Gold Label at your favorite tackle dealer or learn more at Seaguar.com.
All right, welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup, and man, that was a cool session right there with
cool.
Carl. And you were giving him I was listening to the seminar. You were giving him, but the gear you sent them with, and like the finesse 80-pound rig and the.
Taro said it.
Educate me.
Taro said it about himself. He's like, I'm a tackle head, man. Like.
Yeah,
tackle junkie, man.
Yeah.
Like, do you need it all? Well, no, but no. What's the point? Yeah, sure.
What's another rod?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
you can develop a lot of little things, and there's. I got really into fishing Guadalupe when that was the thing. It's my favorite. I think that might be my favorite. Next to, back in the days of fishing Clarion Island, I think Guadalupe might be my favorite place to fish because you have to angle for them a little bit. And as long as you can do that, if you can pick a good bait and you can fish it the right way, you usually can get a bite. But if you don't do those things, it can be really frustrating.
Yeah.
And there are times when getting a bait a little farther away from the boat or having it hooked in the way or that place specifically, like if your gear was a little bit niched to it, like it can make a huge difference. So, yeah, there's like, there's 80-pound tackle that you fish with when it's really good fishing and you just want to be able to throw them on board, or there's 80-pound tackle that's, man, you should be fishing gear much larger than this, but you have to get a bite. And sometimes the rods and reels that you would fish between those two are a little bit different. There's like the meat stick of 80-pound and man, I really got to finesse a bite out and, and fish a rod that's a little longer or a little shorter. And yeah, I had a, I've been in the tackle biz for too long. I got a pile full of gear. When Carl and I were talking back and forth about all the gear he's bringing, and you saw it, Corey, he tried to deny,
he didn't want it.
Yeah,
no.
I need to borrow one rod and reel, and I showed up with 3. I'm like, oh, you're taking all of these.
And Taro was like, dude, put them up top. What do you mean you're not going to take it?
Put them up top, or put the reels in your room if you're not going to you're not going to use it. But what if you need it?
That's it.
And this is the most epic 10-day style of fishing that there's been in how long, Rick? I mean,
put this in in perspective. I worked on the American Angler from 2005 to 2014, and I never saw this wahoo fishing that they're having right.
Not even close.
I'm jealous.
Yeah, big time.
I'm super jealous that the guys working now are seeing that, because I never saw it. You know how many damn days I spent in that mass looking for a wahoo kelp? There were so many days just looking for a kelp. Never found one.
It's crazy.
And it's almost every trip these guys are seeing one.
And getting scores off of a big kelp. I mean, scores of it's so good. I can't imagine. Man, I'm glad I'm not going on this. I can't imagine what your quiver of gear would look like, because every single thing is in play on a 10-day trip right now.
Yeah.
And that's from 15-pound yellowtail on the coast somewhere to 50-pound yellowtail on the coast or at the rocks.
And then you're shot at 100+ pound bluefin either on the way down or on the way home.
Daytime and nighttime both, so there's gear for those. There's 15-pound yellowfin. There's 50-pound yellowfin. There's 250-pound I mean, everything. All of it. Fly line and jig fishing, kite fishing, all the wahoo, grouper, and marlin. It's all by
Maybe we turn
right
the Liberty
now.
into a 10-day boat now.
Sign me up, man. I'm in. It is so good now.
And Brian was mentioning last week, there's spots here and there, a single spot or two available on a lot of these trips.
It was so good that the angler put another trip on. They put another trip on, another 10-day trip. With Ken from Ken's Custom Reels, such a popular group, and he said they put that trip on within a few days. It already had more than enough to go, and if it's not sold out, I'm sure that there's not a lot of opportunities. But yeah, call Lori. I know when Frank was on the show, he mentioned that there was a spot or two on Shogun and Royal Polaris. The Royal Star has spots available. It's just it's a great time to go. Like you said, it's not a huge, but there's a spot or two here or there. And man, talk about strike while the iron's hot.
You have to think about
so
cycles.
Right.
All of the fish, every fish, they go through cycles of
our whole ocean
being great. Yeah,
we've
had great bluefin cycle.
Right.
Now they're these longer trips right now, just because we're on the topic of they're going through a cycle, man.
Good.
The grade of yellowfin the last several years. Now the wahoo, just the cycle, and you just have to go. Yeah. You can't wait. Oh, wait to see what happens, or we'll take advantage of it next year, or you just have to go.
Yeah.
The way fishing, the sport of fishing is, you have to go when striking when the iron's hot. And I get it. I mean, I try to explain to Gina, I have to go to the lake right now.
You don't understand, honey.
If I don't go right now, it's not going to be good in an hour. I have to go right now. I get it, but if you're able to pull those strings, you just gotta go.
Yeah, that's it, man. It's the thing that's so cool too is it's good everywhere down there. Meaning that the fleet can get easily spread out. There's great fishing at the rocks. There's great fishing up and down the ridge. There's great fishing on the lower bank. So it gives everybody an opportunity to be at different places, and communication between the boats has never been better. With Starlink and satellite and all the things that you guys have, like how easy is it for you to stay in touch with what everybody else is doing?
Oh, it makes a huge difference.
I'm sure. I can't imagine, wanting to make a move, wanting to check in with somebody who's been here or there. Hey, I was just down this area. It's not good. Somebody else is out to the west. It is. I mean, that's got to be such a difference for you. Just the amount of
information that is out there right now, just with any type of fishing, it's crazy. It's great. And that's... And that's what makes our style of fishing, our sport boat fishing, so unique, is the camaraderie amongst the fleet, to like have that type of brotherhood to where you can call somebody, hey, you're 500 miles away, but do I still go? Like,
right.
And that's huge.
It's another thing that impresses me so much about specifically the full day fleet here in San Diego is, I mean, let's call it what it is. You guys are in direct competition for business with each other, and couldn't possibly be better in terms of sharing your information. I mean, this is the guy that you're competing for dollars with, and yet still every day. I mean, you guys, especially now, you guys all worked together and on different boats.
No, exactly.
And it's really cool to see.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there's 4 boats, as far as the open party full day fleet is concerned. And I mean, I've known Cameron since he was in high school, and Booger's known me since I was in high school. So it's all come around full circle, but essentially we are in competition with each other, which definitely makes it fun. But, when we're out there fishing, it's like we're just still fishing.
Yeah.
It's still fun, and it's family, and we all look after each other, and that's what makes that our group so tight. Is we're always looking out for one another.
And it's crazy. You know that it's coming back to you. Like you know that putting somebody else on your good fishing is only going to come around, and that same thing is going to happen to you. You're going to you put that call out because you're going to get that same call back.
Yeah. Exactly.
And I was going to say, it's crazy because it's like all of you could be on the lake fishing on your own boats, right?
Yeah.
But it's the same level of competition.
Yeah.
Like you might be down on the rock pile or south of south or, whatever it might be. But
and
it's
that's happened at the lake before, too, when we were all down there in Mexico.
That's true. Absolutely. Hey, I saw the video of you casting over the back of you catching crankbait fish, right?
Yeah.
But hey, I've got a good text, and it kind of falls in line with what we were just talking about with Booger and the whole group there. Good morning, guys. When I think of the Liberty, excellent boat, captain and crew, and so many great wide-open yellowtail memories. Question for Taro. How was it being mentored by Booger, and what's the most important thing you learned from him? And that comes from Jeff in Huntington Beach.
How to use a sonar. He's really good.
Okay.
He is really good. Just being able to stand behind him and watch him yellowtail fishing at the islands. He's really good.
Yeah.
And like he, I mean, I wouldn't say he taught himself, but he learned a lot. You learn a lot just by driving around that place, and he's driven around that place for a long, long time. And the Coronado Islands are one of those places. It's probably one of the toughest places to fish on the coast because
it's the most fruitful.
It's the most fruitful, and it's also one of the toughest places. And I could say he's seen a lot of that change, a lot of the conditions, a lot of this type of fishing where like, oh, I've seen that page in the book before. I'm gonna go here,
right?
Or he knows every nook and cranny of that place, just like the back of his hand, and just learning how to sonar fish, and like learning not just that too, but like the full day type of business too. He's a great businessman, and like learning about the full day fleet and like how it would operate, like a full day boat. Because it is different than a 10-day trip, or different than, like a longer trip. But learning how to bring those things to your boat along with the customer service, but just how to run an operation too, But
something I admired so much about their operation and what Booger did, and then getting to see the same thing with you is like the cultivation of like a core, call them regular passengers, the guys that come fishing all the time, and like, both Boog and Brala and you, and I know Cameron the same, like you do such a good job. Like this guy loves fishing on board the Liberty, and he loves this kind of fishing, and like the camaraderie that's created with the crew, and like, I mean, they become part of the team, and like I get to see it in the tackle store. The guys going by, and like that's my boat. Of course, I'm going fishing with Taro. Like that's my boat. Like wouldn't think of going somewhere else.
Yeah, and then not just like only taking care of the regulars, but
that's what I meant, like the cultivation of it.
Like, but the regulars that come on the boat are still passengers, but they also are also helping with the boat. Like you could ask a regular, hey, like how do I do this, or what are you doing different? And just molding the people to help out the crew at the same time. And I mean the regulars that are on that boat are on the San Diego. They are dedicated, man, because they're full for weeks on end, in the middle in like the middle of the summer, and those are guys that only fish there, and they book every Wednesday for the next month. So that, and then just taking care of your passengers, because those are the ones that get you off the dock. Essentially, I don't get to pay my bills if I don't have passengers. So learning how to take care of your passengers and just knowing that they feed you.
I mean, that's very well said. I'm trying to remember back, Taro. You worked on the Mission Bell?
On the Mission Bell 2003 and 4.
Was that with Booger?
That was when Booger just bought it.
Okay. And then you were on the San Diego.
And then before that, so
Endeavor.
Okay, so 2000 I started working on the Orion when they came down.
Okay.
And then 2001 and 2, I worked on the Sea-Watch. Worked for Seaforth and worked on the Sea-Watch, but dabbled into like the San Diego when the Landing Salon owned it. New Seaforth, kind of just bouncing around, just kind of because I was just fishing head.
Was the Endeavor ever in there?
The Endeavor was never in there. I think we probably went fishing together because I fished with Sueño a few times. And then 2003 and 4, I started working with Booger when he bought the Mission Bell. And then after that, 2005 is when I went to the American Angler for 9 years. With the plan to come back and work with Booger on the Mission Bell after a couple of years on the Angler, but 2 turned into 9.
Right.
And then I came back in 2014
to the San Diego
and helped Booger out and drove for a couple of years before the Liberty in 2016.
Incredible.
It's awesome.
An incredible story, really.
Yeah,
I mean, we have so many cool stories within our industry and the people, but it gives me chills. I mean, seriously, to think of
25 years went by really fast.
Real
crazy,
fast.
right?
Yes.
That's how you know you're doing
fast.
it right.
No, it's incredible. No, it's pretty neat.
I loved this text. Says, all right, I've had enough. We all know the boat's good. We all know Taro's great. Can we talk about the best thing, and that's the cheeseburger? It is literally the best I've had on any boat. Your galley has always been so great. We miss Sarah, but you guys haven't missed a beat. Love everything about it. That's from Bruce in Lemon Grove.
Thanks, Bruce. Yeah, Sarah, she filled in some big shoes, and she pretty much built what the galley is, because she got to come in when we were starting it, and she built that reputation of the Liberty Galley. Like, as far as I'm concerned, the Liberty Galley is Sarah's. Like, that's Sarah's galley. Like,
does she ever come out fishing?
I should have a sign built that just has that.
Does she step on?
No,
as a passenger?
she moved to Idaho.
Idaho, okay.
Yeah, I'm kind of jealous too because I want to go over there and go fishing there. But she built that whole deal. Like, built the reputation, built how things were done and how things were made. And she's just built that thing.
It's just like everything we keep talking about. It's like everything you guys do.
Yeah.
Like everything is just taken to the next level of notch.
Yeah.
Just everyone. The food is, you guys buy higher quality food. You produce a higher quality thing. You have, you're a local fishing boat that's had, a crew full of guys that have been there for 10 years or close to. Like, everything about it is just done. And, and you just talked about all the guys that you grew up working for, and you bring a lot of that long-range, very high-end customer service to a shorter length of trip. Whether it be your full days or the day and a half or the 2 days, like, it's the full one. The thing that I like so much that Taro has done for this fleet down here is when that boat is full day fishing, you have brought a lot of crowd from Orange County and Los Angeles County and even farther north to fish in that fleet because of having the bunk and the style of trip that you guys really kind of pioneered and brought to it. And the ability for a guy that's got a 3-hour drive ahead of him to get home, where, man, that's tough to do on a trip that comes until dark. Yeah. Now you guys have a platform where a guy could go fishing. He could get up early in the morning and come down and know that he's got a couple-hour ride out, grab a bunk, rack out, get some rest, be fresh and ready for fishing, eat a killer cheeseburger, but then at the end of the day, he can pass out, get your power nap in, take a shower if you need to, and then get on the road. And, like, it just opened up fishing to so many people outside of the area that was really tough to do on a local trip beforehand.
That shower is the one thing I did. I can't believe I never mentioned the times that I've been on here in the last 10 years. On a full day trip when we're fishing offshore and you have a 4-hour ride home, it's like, oh, we're not getting home till like 8. You can shower. Totally. You can bring your shower towel. So everyone that's listening, if you want to shower on a full day trip, bring your shower towel. You can definitely do it before your 3-hour ride home, so you're not having to go home and then shower at 11 o'clock at night.
Think about
a huge thing.
Think about the days of fishing your butt off, tired, fish scaled, sunburned, sunblocked, and then having to get in the car for 3 hours. Yeah. Or think about grabbing a 2.5-hour nap on the ride home, getting a full fresh shower, and then hop in your car. I mean, you're a different person.
What does it take for somebody to reserve a bunk? I mean, is it reservation only?
It's on our full day trips. It's first come first serve. But our full day trips are limited to 40 people. There's 36 bunks, so nine times out of 10, you're definitely going to have a bunk.
You can accommodate 90%.
Yeah, we could accommodate 90%, and then there's a 20-person seating galley where you could crash out on a bench too on the way home. So
cool. I mean, awesome. We had that call earlier from, I think it was Charles and forgive me if I forget, in La Mesa, asking about the whole charter in the boat for his construction group, and like, what a perfect deal. I mean, dude, the best food, the best crew, shower at the end of the day. I mean, are you kidding me?
Send it. Hey, I had a fun text come through. It says, hey, one of the things we have not talked about is Taro is one of the best technical fishermen I've ever got to witness. I was wondering if you could give us a rundown on what you feel is the best option for our braid to fluoro, braid to mono, long top shot, short top shot, etc. I've always seen Taro fish, and he seems to get bites when nobody else can. Could you give us a rundown on what the best way to get bit on live bait is?
8 minutes. Okay, here we go.
8 minutes crammed into 2.5.
Well, smaller bait
2.5
fishing.
Minutes, but go ahead.
Okay, 2.5 minutes. Smaller bait fishing, I like a short 25-foot monofilament.
Okay.
Because smaller bait, they're a little bit harder to cast, so monofilament comes off your reel better. So if I'm fishing a bigger bait, I can go with Spectra to fluorocarbon, fishing a sardine, Spectra to fluorocarbon, and I personally like fishing a longer fluorocarbon leader, 20-foot, 25-foot, to where when I do make that underhand cast, I'm almost into my knot, or I don't have to worry about my knot going through my guides and getting stuck. I'm fishing my bait, and then my knot will come out of my guides. And what that does, too, is if you're fishing finesse with smaller hooks, Spectra to fluorocarbon, it gives a little bit of stretch with 20 to 25 foot of fluorocarbon. Because a lot of times, like this bluefin fishing, you're having to get a little twitchy and kind of finessey, so longer fluorocarbon does help. And fluorocarbon sinks, so it does help your bait go down a little bit better if you belly hook, and you get a little you get more of a chance of a reaction bite. It's because your bait's coming off the reel faster. Your fluorocarbon is somewhat sinking and not restricting the bait to come back up to surface. And then on jig fishing, I'm a all monofilament guy. Surface, like with surface iron fishing, I go with 40-pound ISO line every day.
There's no denying how good that line comes off the reel.
Yeah, there is no denying when you're making a cast or you're throwing hard, you're not going to have to worry about a Spectra backlash or something like that. There are guys that do the Spectra on surface iron, but I would say 40-pound if you're starting off. Or even if you just like it, that's kind of just the way to go.
What's the reel that's in your hand when you're doing that?
Trinidad 20A. Yeah. Every day.
Never one better made for casting.
Never one better
Probably
made.
Never will be.
And 25 years, I could say I've gone from a Penn 505 to a Trinidad A and everything in between. And then that 20A is just...
That's it.
It is insane. Yeah.
That's cool.
Catch everything on that reel.
Well said, man.
Yeah,
I dig
right?
It.
I know.
That's the condensed captain's course right there.
There it is, man. That's good stuff. We're going to be right back. We're going to find out who's won this full-day trip on the Liberty with Captain Taro when we return on the Let's Talk Hookup app, YouTube, and Facebook Live.
Looking for the ultimate Alaska fishing experience and the best value in Alaska? Look no further than Kingfisher Charters in Sitka, Alaska. A trip to Kingfisher includes everything you need to make your experience legendary. The finest fishing fleet in Sitka with the best captains, deluxe accommodations, gourmet food, world-class fish processing, and the best part, it's all included for one amazing price. Kingfisher is Let's Talk Hookup's most popular destination. Hundreds of listeners have experienced Kingfisher Charters, and most go back again and again. You have probably heard a lot of big promises from other Alaska lodges, only to find there were lots of hidden charges. Not Kingfisher. Everything is included. 10-hour fishing days, your license, fish processing, super deluxe accommodations, amazing food, airport transfers, and fishing gear. All you bring is your layer clothing, and Kingfisher covers the rest. Kingfisher Charters, your Alaska fishing destination. 800-727-6136 or check kingfishercharters.com.
A top fleet and superb fishing is what Seaforth Sport Fishing in Mission Bay is all about. With free parking and fully stocked tackle shop, it's no wonder Seaforth Sport Fishing is a favorite among anglers. Come aboard top boats like the Aztec, Cortez, Endeavor, Apollo, Outer Limits, El Gato Dos, Pride, Tribute Pacifica, Pacific Voyager, and the Voyager. Plus, the new Seaforth, Sea-Watch, and San Diego offer the finest half and full day trips available. Seaforth Sport Fishing. For charters or regular open party schedule, check seaforthlanding.com. Run by fishermen for fishermen in Mission Bay.
The Ford Black Friday Sell-a-thon is on at your San Diego County Ford dealers. This sell-a-thon, for 4 days only, get the best offers of the season on an incredible selection of Ford's award-winning lineup of trucks and SUVs. Plus, get an extra $1,000 on your trade-in. It's your chance to save, whether it's America's best-selling F-Series trucks, the capable Bronco family of SUVs, or the all-electric favorites like the Mustang Mach-E and F-150 Lightning. Visit your local dealership to find the perfect Ford for you this season during the Black Friday Sell-a-thon. Residency restrictions and exclusions apply. These Black Friday Sell-a-thon savings are only here until December 1st. So rush into your local San Diego County Ford dealer today. They'll be glad to hook you up. Inside information is everything when it comes to catching fish in Southern California. You need a code group to connect with what's happening on the water. FishDope.com is your code group. Inside information available at your fingertips 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. FishDope.com really does help you catch more fish and burn less fuel. FishDope.com is the only fish finding service with a spotter plane, along with a crew of top anglers on the water almost every day that report actual locations and catches. They become your code group. You get daily catch reports from Point Conception to San Quintin, 365 days a year. FishDope.com has online planning tools, temperature and chlorophyll charts, hot bite icons, and more. Take it from me, if you don't have FishDope.com, you're not part of the in-the-know crowd. Membership is affordable and good for an entire year. Plus, use the special code and save $30 on a new FishDope.com membership. Check it out today. FishDope.com. Catch more fish, burn less fuel.
All right, welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup. We're going to have Taro flip the coin. It's going to a texter, a caller. Texter today, and the texter is Bruce and Lemon Grove.
Hey, congratulations. That was the burger question. Bruce, you're
question.
You're about to get yourself another Liberty Burger, bro.
Yeah.
Well, man, how fun. And boy, we were saying it. I can't believe how fast 2 hours can go by. About the same as 25 years of being in the fishing biz there, Taro. Pretty cool. What a great time this was. Again, the accolades are all there for a reason. It's because you guys do such a great job on that boat. And if somebody wants to take advantage of all of this that's happening, fishing on the Liberty, there's upcoming Colonette trips, doing a charter. You talked about the charters kind of taking over. How do we come fishing with you? What do we do?
You can look online at fishmanslanding.com for our schedule of the Colonette trips. You can also give them a call at 619-221-8500 to book a charter or book a trip, or you can send us an email at libertysportfishingsd@gmail.com.
And again, I want to say the same thing as Corey. Like, you and Gina run such a fantastic operation, a pleasure to get to fishing with. And if you haven't tried one of those Colonette trips, man, what a cool way to do it. It's a great boat, a fun time. And again, when do those go online?
They go online the first weekend of January. So right after the new year. I believe
we can book them now?
We can book them now.
I'm in. Hey, appreciate it. Great time. Corey, very fun having you. Taro, thanks so much for joining us. It was a great time. We got another great show coming for you tomorrow, as long as pizza makes it off of the tarmac.
We'll see how the de-icing works.
Yeah, we'll be in there tomorrow. Captain Max from the Pacific Voyager is going to be joining us. We're going to be talking fishing and a whole lot of fun. More Let's Talk Hookup coming your way on the Let's Talk Hookup app, Facebook and YouTube Live, and 97.3 The Fan.